settles on a plastic throne in a basement where the seeds were sown. Found a flyer in a den, no sleep, telling stories we used to believe.
The strobe flickers like a heavy heart, watching every single shadow start to dance exactly like we did back then, before we learned to count to 10.
Those oversized shirts and the baggy jeans, living lifetimes in the magazines. The air felt warmer in the parking lot, giving everything that we had got.
No satellites follow where we went, just the money for the rent well spent. The bassline vibrates through the floor, searching for a locked unopened door. Carry the fire back to the start, before a world tore it all apart. Lift the weight of the years gone by, looking at the crown in the midnight sky. The colors bleed into a brighter gold, refusing to do what we were told. Run into the morning before it fades, chasing the ghost through the barricades.
It is not over cause the clock moved on. The spirit lingers when the day is gone. A resonance that never truly died.
Nowhere left for the truth to hide. The seal on the vintage sound. Listen to the pulse above the ground. It rises steady and it rises fast, building a future out of the past.
I see your face in the strobe light spin, wondering where the end begins. Every swing of motion starts to pull my wrist. I can feel the friction where the static burns. Wait for how the giant engine slowly turns. Underneath the surface there is thick desire. Liquid iron flowing through a copper wire. Every heart is pumping till the vision clears. Riding down the middle of the frozen years. Hold the light until the colors overflow. Pushing through the current where the embers glow. Deep velocity is surging in the chest. Rising with the fire that can never rest. Catch the fever of the incandescent sound. Lifting every shadow from the hollow ground. Hold the light until the colors overflow. Push it through the current where the embers glow. Deep velocity is surging in the chest. Rising with the fire that can never rest. Catch the fever of the incandescent sound. Lifting every shadow from the hollow ground now. Tide and pressure building in a narrow room. Driving out the silence and the heavy gloom. Flickering the vision like a steady beam. Tracking all the people to the open street. Total saturation in a vivid hue. Everything is changing into something new. Power in the furnace where the ghost resides. Swelling like the salted water of the tides. Hold the light until the colors overflow. Pushing through the current where the embers glow. Deep velocity is surging in the chest. Rising with the fire that can never rest. Catch the fever of the incandescent sound. Lifting every shadow from the hollow ground down. Hold the light until the colors overflow. Push it through the current where the embers glow. Deep velocity
If I touch you, do I lose you? Stay right there, stay right there. Almost, we are almost hands rose, hands reach out, searching almost. We are almost finding hope, running in. Are you ready for the rush? Are you ready for the rush? You pull me in, static on your skin. All these flashing faces, but you're the only focus. Your hand in mine, losing track of time. Every heartbeat racing, like it's chasing something. Can you feel it climbing? Every step we're higher, feed a little fire. Say my name again, make the room start spinning. You call, oh, I answer the neon post. Turn me up, I can't get enough. In this moment I'm lost in us. You call, I answer the neon post. Your rhythm's running through my blood. Say my name and I light it right up. You call, I answer the neon post.
You shout, don't stop, I jump, you drop. We trade little glances, daring each other further. You say lean close, I do what I'm told. Caught inside your orbit, now nothing else matters.
Can you feel it climbing? Yeah, I feel it rising. Feed a little fire. Say my name again. Make the room start spinning. You call, I answer the neon post. Turn me up, I can't get enough. In this moment I'm lost in us. You call, I answer the neon post. Your rhythm's running through my blood. Say my name and I light it right up. You call, I answer the neon
You
post.
say jump, I say how high. You say stay, I cancel my life. You say more, I give you my all. You say mine.
I'm already yours. You call, I answer the neon post. Turn me up, I can't get enough. In this moment I'm lost in us. You call, I answer the neon post. Your rhythm's running through my blood. Say my name and I light it right up. You call, I answer the neon post. The floor is trembling beneath the weight of heavy silver light. A velvet wave unfolds within the hollow of the night. These thick synthetic blankets wrap around the weary mind, while jagged glass reflections leave the shadow world behind. The pulse begins to hammer like a heart inside a cage. A sudden sharp vibration turns the corner of the page. The tension caused like copper wire around a spinning wheel. The friction starts to melt the golden difference of the steel. A rushing wind is climbing through the static in the air. The pressure mounts until it becomes more than we can bear. Deep down the bottom thunder tears the Tension coils are caught the wire around the spinning wheel. The friction starts to melt the coating difference of the steel. A rushing wind is climbing through the static in the air. The pressure mounts until it becomes non-weakened air. Gives down the ground from the test aside and center strips. A sad electric nectar is the salt upon our lips. The steady march of iron boots is brushing every doubt. The engine is screaming with the soul cannot shout. Cold as sparks are falling from the ceiling to the floor. We are knocking hard upon the hinges of the door. Deep down the growling thunder tears the silence into strips. A savage electric nectar is the salt upon our lips. The steady march of iron boots are brushing every doubt. The engine is screaming what the soul cannot shout. Golden sparks are falling from the ceiling to the floor. We are knocking hard upon the hinges of the door. Deep down the growling thunder tears the silence in the strip. A savage electric nectar is the salt upon our lips. The sporting march of iron boots is crushing every doubt. The engine is screaming what the soul cannot shout. The pressure builds inside the circuitry tonight. 150 pulses racing through the light. The acid serpent calls around the silver wire. It bites into the soul and sets the mind on fire. The resonance is screaming through the open gate. A filtered sweep that carries all the heavy weight. The hoover roar is rising from the dusty floor, while every heavy heartbeat demands a little more. Feel a foundation shaking through the iron bone.
silver gears turning through the ancient rocks, cables snapping under the heavy weight, burning pathways through the golden gate, thunder in motion in the heart of the storm, breaking the silence to a brand new fall. Four pulses hammering the earth into dust, silver gears turning through the ancient rust, cables snapping under the heavy weight, burning pathways through the golden gate, thunder in motion in the heart of the storm, breaking the silence to a brand new fall. Mechanical breath in the artificial cold, stories that the iron mountains told, frequency shifting so sharp a peak, finding the answers that the dreamers seek. Every vibration is a hammer blow, melting the winter into liquid glow. Four pulses hammering the earth into dust, silver gears turning through the ancient rust, cables snapping under the heavy weight, burning pathways through the golden gate, thunder in motion in the heart of the storm, breaking the silence to a brand new form. Four pulses hammering the earth into dust, silver gears turning through the ancient rust, cables snapping under the heavy weight, burning pathways through the golden gate, thunder in motion in the heart of the storm, breaking the silence to a brand new form.
Gold light flickers on the studio glass, watching the shadows of the hours pass. The ivory hammer strike a jagged line, foundations built in a house of pine. I feel the tension in the copper wire, wait for the spark to catch the living fire. The speakers tremble when the current flows from the dark floor where the static grows. A sharp snap crackling through the heavy air, hard leather hitting like a sudden prayer. Every rotation brings a brand new breath, moving away from the silence of death. The circuit burns with a bright blue heat beneath the weight of the iron street. The rolling thunder keeps the pulse alive, searching for the way to finally arrive. Shining silver voices cutting through the gray, holding back the fading of the winter day. The driving engine never looks behind, leaving all the tangled history refined. Deep momentum in the hollow of the bone, carrying the melody into the unknown. The ghost of the player remains in the wood, doing the things that the ancestors should. A sharp kick landing on the dusty floor, opening up the heavy wooden door. Rapid fire falling from the wooden sticks, finding the magic in the whipping tricks. The circuit burns with a bright blue heat beneath the weight of the iron street. The rolling thunder keeps the pulse alive, searching for the way to finally arrive. Shiny silver voices cutting to the gray, holding back the fading of the winter day. The driving engine never looks behind, leaving all the tangled history refined. Deep momentum in the hollow of the bone, carrying the melody into the unknown. surges through the copper wire, igniting every nerve like a silver spire. I feel the tension in the oscillating heat, waiting for the hammer of the heavy beat. My vision fractures into prisms of gold, 1,000 stories in a second untold. The air is heavy with the sense of the charge, living in a moment that is looming and large. The oscillators howl in a unison choir, climbing up the ladder of a sonic desire. I trace the geometry of sound in the dark, searching for the friction of a singular spark. The signal broadens till it fills up the room, a fluoro explosion in a digital bloom. We are the pulse inside the heart of a wire, fuel in the engine of the heavenly fire. Gravity is failing as the pressure ascends, the horizon is a circle that never quite ends. We are diving through the waves of a synthesized sea, where the shadows are unlocking and setting us free. Rising to the brilliance of the shattering light, chasing down the ghost of a glorious flight. Everything is shifting in a tidal design, walking on the edge of a luminous line. Rubberized foundations in a flexible dance, moving like a phantom in a technical trance. The architecture wobbles but it never will break, drinking from the motion of a crystalline lake. Snap of the palm against the hollow skin, that is where the cycle of the power begins. I am the conductor of a lightning parade, resting in the cradle that the frequency made. The waves are stacking in a mountain of glass, watching all the silence of the centuries pass. The width is expanding to the corners of space, leaving every memory without any trace. We are failing as the pressure ascends, the horizon is a circle that never quite ends. We are diving through the waves of a synthesized sea, where the shadows are unlocking and setting us free. Rising to the brilliance of the shattering light, chasing down the ghost of a glorious flight. Everything is shifting in a tidal design, walking on the edge of a luminous line. Gravity is failing as the pressure ascends, the horizon is a circle that never quite ends. We are diving through the waves of a synthesized sea, where the shadows are unlocking and setting us free. Rising to the brilliance of the shattering light, chasing down the ghost of a glorious flight. Oh, everything is shifting in a tidal design, walking on the edge of a luminous line. The kinetic board is grinding through the floor, a million volts are begging for some more. You feel the friction igniting in your veins, the heavy pressure is snapping all the chains.
We lean into the speed until we blur. The jagged edges are beginning to occur. There is no pausing to wonder where we land. The lightning surges exactly as we planned.
A steady hammer is striking on the grid. We broke the ceiling, we flipped the heavy lid. The wires are humming, a fever in the dark. Each single motion is throwing out a spark.
Accelerate until the shadows start to fray. We chase the fever and throw the rest away.
A sudden current is flowing through the bone. We build a kingdom that we can claim alone.
The force is pushing the needle to the edge. We take the lead, bite off the silver ledge. The surge is rising and heavy in the chest. The engine thunders and puts us to the test. We keep on shifting and climbing through the gears. The sound is washing away the hollow years. A violent motion is all we need to feel, to make the fans all become something real.
The frequency is tightening the grip. The steady pulse will never let us slip. The gravity is bending to the will, while everything around us is standing still. The metal shudders beneath the heavy load. We find the power and take the open road. The momentum is the only law we know. We watch the fire begin to overflow. The circuit swallows the distance in a blink. We find the rhythm before we have to think. The concrete trembles under a heavy
stripping back the skin. This is the moment where the real parts begin.
A frantic energy is carving out the space. We set the tempo and we're in a hollow race. The tension builds inside the humming while the air is heavy with a golden blue desire. The gears are locking in a perfect tight embrace. We lead to memory of every other place.
The force is pushing the needle to the edge. We take the lead right off the silver ledge. The surge is lively and heavy in the chest. The engine thunders and puts us to the test. We keep on shifting and climbing through the gears. The sound is washing away the hollow years. A violent motion is all we need to seal to make the phantom become something real. The force is pushing the needle to the edge. We take the lead right off the silver ledge. The surge is violent and heavy in the chest. The engine thunders and puts us to the test. We keep on shifting and climbing through the gears. The sound is washing away the hollow years. A violent motion is all we need to feel to make the phantom become something real. The golden haze settles deep within the marrow. A heavy velvet blankets every hollow space. I feel the tide of humming light arriving to wash away the lines upon my face. The soul is stretching out its tired fingers to touch the edges of a silent grace. We drifted through the alleys of the morning before the static grew into a wall. The air was thick with scents of crushed clover, and no one feared the shadow or the fall. You spoke in waves of artificial honey, a frequency that harmonized with all. The wires in the garden started blooming, responsive to the tremor of your call. The golden haze settles deep within the marrow. A heavy velvet blankets every hollow space. I feel the tide of humming light arriving to wash away the lines upon my face. The soul is stretching out its tired fingers to touch the edges of a silent grace. The metal throat is singing of the seasons, transforming grief into a softer glow. The circuitry is pulsing heat and reason, a liquid sun that starts its steady flow. We are the prism catching every color, a hidden warmth that only we can know. The world is fading out beyond the curtains, while we become the embers as they grow. The golden haze settles deep within the marrow. A heavy velvet blankets every hollow space. I feel the tide of humming light arriving to wash away the lines upon my face. The soul is stretching out its tired fingers to touch the edges of a silent grace. Impulses strike against the hollow chest of midnight. The hammer falls on wires pulled across the jagged sky. Electric tremors ripple through the marrow of the concrete. We are the friction where the static and the motion die. Pressure rising in the chamber of the silver engine. A heavy shadow stretches out to meet the coming wave. with the scent of burning copper. A massive wall of noise is leaning on the glass. The gravity is pulling at the edges of the vision, waiting for the final line of certainty to pass. Feel the distortion tearing through the ancient architecture. The foundation is shaking as the low end starts to slide. Total immersion in the furnace of a heavy motion. Nowhere to run and nowhere left for us to hide. Feel the distortion tearing through the ancient architecture. The foundation is shaking as the low end starts to slide. Total immersion in the furnace of the heavy motion. Nowhere to run and nowhere left for us to hide.
The syncopation hits like stone against the metal siding. Broken patterns weaving through the fabric of the heat. There is a message in the chaos of the syncopated tiding. The ghost of industry is dancing on the city street.
Layered hands are striking at the heart of every hollow. The snap of winter in the middle of a desert fire. Be all the copper and the lightning and the sudden impact. Walking the length of every trembling and jagged wire. The air is thick with the scent of burning copper. A massive wall of noise is leaning on the glass. The gravity is pulling at the edges of the vision, waiting for the final line of certainty to pass. Feel the distortion tearing through the ancient architecture. The foundation is shaking as the low end starts to slide. Total immersion in the furnace of a heavy motion. Nowhere to run and nowhere left for us to hide. Feel the distortion tearing through the ancient architecture. The foundation is shaking as the low end starts to slide. Total immersion in the furnace of a heavy motion. Nowhere to run and nowhere left for us to hide. Feel the distortion tearing through the ancient architecture.
The needle hits the spinning chrome, a chemical light inside this dome. Electricity begins to surge where the shadows and the static merge. My heart is hammering against the cage, turning over a frantic page. Sharp teeth of sound begin to bite, cutting through the velvet night. A velvet warmth beneath the floor, rising up to ask for more. The air is heavy with a rush, waiting for the sudden crush. It is the gravity that pulls us high, a silver streak across the sky. The pressure builds within the soul, losing every ounce of control. Feel the hammer strike the ground in this cathedral made of sound. Higher than the stars can climb, racing past the edge of time. The engine roars inside the chest. Give the weary mind a rest. Caught within the rapid fire, lifting up the pure desire. A jagged line of crystal blue, searching for a vision true. The foundation starts to shake for the sake of the fever awake. Staccato punches in the dark, leaving behind a glowing spark. The waveless ocean starts to swell, breaking every lingering bell. Pulse against the cooling skin, where the endless streams begin. We are the motion and the heat, walking on the frantic street. It is the gravity that pulls us high, a silver streak across the sky. The pressure builds within the soul, using every ounce of control. Feel the hammer strike the ground in this cathedral made of sound. Higher than the stars can climb, racing past the edge of time. The engine roars a cipher guess. Give chest. Give the will reminder rest. Caught within the rapid fire.
The circuit sparks beneath my skin. A heavy current starting to begin. I felt the static climb the walls before the midnight hammer falls. You saw the signal in my eyes, reflected through the synthetic skies. We leave the gravity behind to seek the treasures we can find inside the frequency of gold. A story never to be told. The pressure builds within the soul as every heartbeat takes control. Raise your palms towards the light. We own the majesty of night, higher than the stars above. Wrapped inside this burning love, surrender to the surging sound until we leave the solid ground. The velvet texture of the air is pulling out the clothes we wear. No longer bound by what is real. Oh, in every emotion that we feel, the architecture starts to sway while all the shadows fade away. Raise your palms towards the light. We own the majesty of night, higher than the stars above. Wrapped inside this burning love, surrender to the surging sound until we leave the solid ground. Oh,
The golden wire stretching thin across the silent room. A polished blade of light is cutting through the gathering gloom. The pressure mounts in heavy waves beneath the floorboards now. We're waiting for the hammer stroke to show us when and how. The glossy skin of sound is vibrating against the bone. A high frequency transmission sent from a jagged throne. The air is thick with static sparks that refuse to settle down. We're walking on a tightrope high above the sleeping town. The peak is looming sharp and cold against the velvet sky. A silver arrow launched to watch the gravity defy. The tension snaps like brittle glass into 1,000 shards. We're throwing all the hidden hands and all the winning cards. The bounces in the blood tonight, a rhythmic searching heat. A cinematic tidal wave that knocks us off our feet. of bass. The wire is humming louder as the floor begins to shake. 1,000 tiny miracles are just about to break. The pressure pushes upward till the center cannot hold. We're turning all the iron grit into a molten gold. The glossy skin of sound is vibrating against the bone. A high frequency transmission sent from a jagged throne. The air is thick with static sparks that refuse to settle down. You're walking on a tightrope high above the sleeping town. The peak is looming sharp and cold against the velvet sky. A silver arrow launched to watch the gravity decide. The tension snaps like widow glass into 1,000 shards. For throwing all the hidden hands and all the winning cards. The bounces in the blood tonight, a ripping surging heat. A cinematic tidal wave that knocks us off our feet. The glossy finish catches fire and turns the shadows bright. We're disappearing upwards in a flash of blinding light.
Too high, accelerated motion in a crystal blue. Everything is turning into something new. Higher than the clouds in the electric sky. Watch the heavy world just pass us by. Cracking through the sound of the digital rain. Using every shadow and forget the pain. Lifted by the fever of the rising tide. No one left for any single fear too high. Accelerating motion in the crystal blue. Everything's turning into something new. Higher than the clouds in the electric sky. Watch the heavy world just pass us by.